All right guys, so today on Mika Makes, I'm going to show you how to replace an exterior handle on my 2004 Ford Expedition. Now the door that I'm dealing with is the exterior handle on the rear passenger side. Some issues that we were having, people could enter the car only if someone would open it from the inside, but the exterior handle wasn't working. So we're going to fix that today. Grab your toolbox, we're headed to the garage. Notice how loose it is, but it can actually be opened from the inside. And that's what tells us that it's actually the exterior handle as opposed to the interior handle. All right guys, so our first step is going to be to remove the interior panel on the door. We'll do this first by removing this Phillips head screw, along with 2 of your socket head screws here and 1 here. Now I'm going to be referring to the door as if it were the face of a clock. So when I refer to 12 o'clock, I'll be talking about the top of the door. 3 o'clock will be the side of the door, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock respectively. So here we go. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna take out the plate that sits up against the handle. There will be 3 clasps that we're gonna pop out, and then we'll just simply remove this. All right guys, so now that we've removed the plate that's behind the handle, we're gonna go ahead and take out the plate that the control sits in. And I'll do this just with using my flathead screwdriver. All right, so now that we've got that out, I'm simply just gonna press down where you see the little rivets and unplug the power source. Okay, so now that we've done those 3 things, we're ready to go ahead and take the interior panel off the door. I'll be doing this using my flathead screwdriver. All right, so right underneath the handle, you'll actually find there's a small panel. That is the cover for more screws. There's 2 bolts underneath this. So we'll just use our flathead screwdriver and remove that to remove the screws. So now that we've gently removed our interfacing, we'll get in there with the 7/16 socket and we'll remove the 2 screws that are on the exterior handle inside the door. So this is our new one and we painted it. It looks like it's dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and install it. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna locate this white clasp that I see here This actually goes on this screw right here. When you look at the other one, you saw that it was actually missing this piece, and that's actually why the door was not able to open from the outside. So I'm gonna put this clasp on here, sliding it all the way down to the bottom of the screw, and I'm gonna latch it on here. There we go. I'm gonna place everything back into the housing, and I'm gonna make sure that my screws that are attached to the handle go inside of the proper placement. Okay, so the far screw, the one closest to 3 o'clock, it's definitely going to give you some issues, but patience goes a long way. Yeah, now let's go ahead and put our interfacing back on the door. All right, so now we've snapped the door panel in place. Make sure when you do that, that you do not leave the circuit inside of there. You wanna make sure that you kind of pull that through. Now I'm gonna go ahead and attach that to this. Just the way that there we go. Now there are 2 clasps on it. There's one here and there's one on the far end. We'll make sure that they fit into their allotted grooves, and they should snap down in place. All right, so the last thing to place on here is this piece. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my handle open. And just snap everything in. Now, the last thing to do is to place my screws in here. I'm first gonna start off with these 2 screws here. All right, guys, so we have everything installed. Let's check it out and make sure it works. All right, guys, so today we fixed that exterior handle door, and now you saw everything worked perfectly. A little bit of patience goes a long way, and a touch of flexibility. Keep in mind at the 3 o'clock, that 3 o'clock screw might give you a little bit of a hard time, but a little bit of patience goes a long way, as I said before. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel here on Mika Makes.